Hello best learners, this is Mustafa here at Learn with the Best, and today we're going to be discussing Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. Law number 41, avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. In this video, I'm going to define the law for you, we'll look at some examples, and then I'm going to be going pretty deep into my family history for the last part of this video. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Here's the law. What happens first appears better and more original than what comes after. If you succeed a great man or have a famous parent, you will have to accomplish double their achievements to outshine them. So do not get lost in their shadow or stuck in the past that is not of your own making. Establish your own name and identity by changing course. Slay the overbearing father, disparage his legacy, and gain power by shining in your own way. This is a great law. It is a rare thing indeed to find a lion among sheep. When you do find that lion, however, he is not going to be reproducing lion cubs, and his children are not going to be sheep either. Oh no, they're going to be something completely different, a different kind of animal, kind of like a donkey. And the reason for this is because the lion takes what he wants. He works for it, he earns it. He knows how much hard work has gone into achieving his success, and so naturally, the children of lions are going to have everything handed to them on a golden platter, with as many silver spoons as they could possibly ever want. And it's sad, really, because the child of a lion never had the chance to be a sheep and then to come to the realization that he's a sheep and then transform into a lion all on his own. Instead, he's just kind of like a royal donkey, neither here nor there. Growing up in a diamond bubble, not appreciating the silver spoons and never understanding the truth of the world. And it's not his fault, right? He hasn't known anything else. The fatherly lion will try to teach and guide, but the donkey is not going to understand. Sure, he may understand the theory of it all, but he's never lived it. All he's known is what he's been exposed to. Take the Lion King, for example. Mufasa is the king, and Simba is the son of the king. When the two of them go out on their father and son walks, Mufasa tries to mentor Simba. He teaches and he advises to the absolute best of his ability, but it does not sink in for Simba. He just doesn't understand because Simba is a donkey in this scenario. He's known nothing else than the life of a royal, pampered prince. And after Mufasa is killed and Scar reveals himself to be the villain, Simba runs away, and that is where his journey truly begins because he's no longer the royal donkey. He's been thrust into a new world in a place far, far away. He goes on to make a new carefree life with his new friends, Timon and Pumbaa. Years later, when his old girlfriend Nala accidentally runs into him, she thrusts him into an internal battle. On the one hand, he wants to continue living a carefree life, but on the other hand, he also wants to go home and save the kingdom. Rafiki comes into the picture and brings it full circle for Simba. He's finally able to connect the dots about what Mufasa had always been saying, and now finally not just hearing it as noise, but truly understanding and feeling it in his blood and in his bones. The donkey had to fall, and fall extremely hard. Then he had to turn into a sheep, living a comfy lifestyle with Timon and Pumbaa, and then finally he rose up to become a true lion. The Lion King. And take a look at the royals of today. Prince Charles, right? His wife Diana. She cheated on him. His sons, William and Harry. Do either of them appear to be lions? For God's sake. Prince William actually gave an interview on one of these TV shows, and trying so hard to relate himself to the average sheep, he actually said that he rolls up his toothpaste tube. You know, when the toothpaste is running out, so he rolls it up and then he squeezes every little bit of toothpaste out of there. Okay, Prince William, okay. More like Prince Donkey Doofus. The average sheep may eat that up, but I don't, and hopefully you don't either. And what about Prince Harry? Does he look like a lion? He stopped hunting. Why? Because his wife didn't like it? Really? He's the Prince of England. He married an ordinary woman from the US and he stopped hunting for her. She was testing him as all women test their men, and he failed. Does that seem like a lion? He left England. He left his royal duties, all for his wife. Does that seem like a lion? The point is, these are all royal donkeys who never had the chance at becoming lions because they probably have chandeliers in their palaces that are worth more than the GDP of a small country. These donkeys never even had a chance. Now let's look at a little bit of my family history. But before we do that, I want to shamelessly plug my course into the middle of this video because that's what you're supposed to do as a YouTuber. If you want to transform yourself from a lamb to a lion, then check out my course pinned in the top comment below. I teach you the importance of time and how you can manage your time in order to achieve your dreams and your life purpose. Let's be honest here. The majority of the population are sheep, taking part in the 9-to-5 rat race of life, not enjoying their work and never fulfilling or even finding their life purpose. You go to work, you come home, you eat a pizza, you watch the newest TV show, and day by day, month by month, decade by decade, your life passes you by and you've never achieved your goals in life. So let me be your sensei. I will give you the tools that you need for success. But keep in mind, this is not a magic pill and it will require hard work on your part. You have to follow what I teach and you have to put in the work on yourself on a daily basis. So if you're interested, then again, check out my course pinned in the top comment below. Okay, let's get back into it. So the other idea behind this law is to mentally leave your past behind. You may be coming from a good place, you may be coming from a bad place, or you may be coming from some other place. But whatever place you're coming from, you'll likely have some mental baggage. Say you're the son of a great king, or the son of a horrible criminal. How does that affect the way that you're going about your life right now? Does it make you a spoiled brat? Does it make you an average sheep? Do you believe that because your parents were one thing or another that you're now doomed to the same fate? Be honest with yourself in this exercise. Robert Greene asks us to psychologically leave all of that baggage behind and to start anew. Just like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you can rise from the ashes of your past. My maternal grandfather was a very successful businessman in Uganda, Africa. He had several plantations and he was in the businesses of food, clothing, coffee, fuel, and many other things. He was a multi-millionaire. And then when the tyrant Idi Amin took over the country of Uganda, Idi Amin was kind of like Hitler, but of Uganda. He wanted everyone out who did not belong to a particular racial group, and he wanted everyone out who did not have the same skin color as him. My entire family did not have the same skin color as Idi Amin. Thankfully, the tyrant did indeed give people time to get out, but those that couldn't get out were killed. My grandfather used his wealth and power to save thousands of people. My grandfather was a great man who built schools and hospitals and infrastructure for the people of a country that were less privileged. If Idi Amin had never taken control of Uganda, then I would have been the rich grandson of an extremely powerful man with a silver spoon in my mouth. I never would have gone through the troubles and the hard times in my life. I never would have understood human nature in the way that I do, and I would not be the man that I am today. If I were in my grandfather's shoes, I would like to think that I would have done things the same way, despite knowing that after the fact, I would have lost all of my wealth and power. So essentially, what Robert Greene is asking me to do is to take a step out of the shadow of my family history. Yes, I can appreciate my grandfather. Yes, I can use his story as motivation to accelerate and achieve great things in my life. But will I ever be able to live up to his greatness? And that is the whole point of this law. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. I cannot ruminate on the subject while wasting away the potential that I do inherently have, that the universe has given me. I could just throw my hands up and say, oh well, I will never be as good as my grandfather, so forget it all. I will just have to live the life of an average, comfortable sheep. I could do that. I really could. But Robert Greene is asking me to just take a step back and take a step out of the shadow of my family history and forge a new path of my own choosing. Okay, I hope that made sense. I think we should end the video here. If you like my YouTube content and you want to support the creation of more content, then please check out my Patreon link pinned in the top comment below. I upload new videos every Friday for my Patreon subscribers that go deeper into my life regarding the 48 laws. These videos are a bit more raw and untamed than my usual videos here on YouTube. And if you're a patron of mine already, then I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it's people like you that truly make all of this possible in the first place. Please don't forget to simply subscribe, smash that thumbs up button, and make sure you hit that bell icon so YouTube can let you know exactly when a new video is posted. I hope you enjoyed this animated video on Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power, Law number 41, avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. And by now, I have built up quite a library of videos on the 48 laws, so please do go back and watch all of those. Thanks, and I'll see you next time for Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power, Law number 42.